What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Big Diesel. So this is in response to some of the comments I got about the information I gave out in the last video. If you haven't watched, go watch it. It's called Things I Wish I Would Have Known for leasing from Swift. As I said last time, it's a lot of information. So that's why I don't want to, I'm not trying to withhold information. I know the game is, what they say, the game is meant to be sold, not told. But I have no reserves with telling you guys information. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to break this down to a couple of videos because it is a lot of information. Let's start this one off with the setup. As I said before, if you don't have an LLC, you already behind. Like, that's the setup. That's the number one thing you need. Otherwise, you're playing business and you're not doing business. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're acting like you have a business and you really don't. And when you lease through Swift, they don't ask you if you have an LLC. They don't help you set up an LLC or a corporation or anything of that sort. You know what I'm saying? You're not incorporated at all. So they just ask you for your social, so on and so forth. And what happens is you're getting this money sent to your account as a 1099 employee for a vehicle that you're leasing. So you're paying for it and you're looking to own it, and you're going to use it for tax write-offs, of course. But what happens is you try to get loans or anything like that, the bank is not going to recognize this. So that's where your issue becomes a bigger issue, is where you're trying to expand if you hope to expand, or just you hear about business credit, which is the that's going to be a whole nother video, and I'm sorry about that. But the reason why it's a lot. It's very complex. It's not just, hey, go out here and do this and get business credit. It's a lot more to it. So when you go to get your LLC, I use LegalZoom. I wish I would have known a little bit more before going into LegalZoom, because you don't necessarily have to go through LegalZoom. You can do it yourself. You can go down to the courthouse and get the paperwork and pay the fee and file the paperwork yourself. I just wasn't privy to it. I didn't understand it, and I didn't want to mess anything up out the gate. So I ended up paying almost $700 to get my LLC set up. That's for all the fees, the agent fees, the setup fees, everything. When you're setting up an LLC, there's so many different sites out there that'll kind of walk you through that or help you with that. First thing I would say is look up your business name to see if it exists. If it doesn't exist, then you know that you have a good business name. Have some kind of business plan. Don't just think I'm just going to go out here and just be a trucker and say, okay, that's it. Like, do you know what's being offered out there? Do you know how much money you're planning to make? What are you planning to pay yourself? I seen someone here with a pay structure. My guy said he pays himself, I think it was $18 an hour, for a 40-hour work week. Dope. If you're not thinking like that, don't do it. It's not worth it, because you're going to find yourself in a hole. You're going to find yourself broke at the end of this, and you're going to owe money. What you guys don't know, yeah, baby, and I found this out as well. This is something new. When you're done with Swift's lease, Wasatch is who you go through, or most of us went through Wasatch. You may not have to go through them if you use the KW, I think. Either way, I had a freight line. I went through Wasatch. After it's all said and done, you still owe Wasatch. If you walk away from that lease, or if you decide you no longer want to do this and you paid up everything and you brought it back in the best condition, you might want to call them and see, hey, what do I owe you guys? Because they have this thing where they sneak fees, and they don't tell you. They don't have to tell you, from what I'm understanding. They don't have to tell you for like up to 2-3 years, something like that. And then they can just spring it upon you and then tell you, hey, you have X amount of time to pay it, or we're going to throw it on your credit. Keep in mind, you didn't separate yourself in the beginning between business and personal. So if you didn't set up that LLC, well, that's hitting your personal. You know what I'm saying? Which is an issue, a huge issue. You know, if you did set up the LLC, well, of course that still hits your business, and you don't want anything negative on your business. You know, it goes back to LLC. Let's talk about it. You want at least 2 years on your LLC before anyone's really going to give you really big. Don't take my word for this, because I don't know this for a fact yet, but from what I'm understanding, you need at least 2 years before most banks are going to give you, you know, sizable loans. Now, there's programs out there that kind of fast track that, and there's piggybacking and different things you can do. But I'm talking about just in general, they want to see that you've been in business for 2 years and you can maintain a business. You know, I wasted so much time. I had my 2 years, but I didn't have an LLC. So those 2 years I did, you know, owner-opping and leasing and independent contracting is null and void. It means nothing. So guys, the setup, I hope I covered it. You know, from all over the place, I apologize. I don't have a pen pad or anything. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head and trying to give you guys information. But to reiterate, the setup is get an LLC first. Before you, if you're going to walk into a Swift lease, a Night lease, or whoever, I don't care who you're using, or what you're deciding to do. If you're going to go owner-operator, if you're going to lease operator, if you're going to anything of that sort, bro, LLC is very, very imperative. Get it. When you get your LLC, you're not using your social security number for anything. Because that's called a personal guarantee, which you're not going to do. You're going to only use your EIN number, which is your new social security number. It's your business social security number. Big Diesel Trucking is not, you know, me. You know what I'm saying? That's my company. Big Diesel TV is not me. That's my company. These companies work as their own entities. I don't have, like, if something goes wrong with the company, you know, yes, it's on me as a boss, as an owner, but it's so much into that, man. I'm not gonna. You just gotta know, like, the setup, man. That's I guess that's all I'm trying to give you guys. So before you start anything, you know, go get the LLC. You need to go down to the courthouse or go through LegalZoom. You know, they check and make sure that that name is usable, and set it up, guys. It's your boy King Diesel, you know what I'm saying? Big Diesel Trucking, signing out. You know, you got any questions, any comments, leave them down there. I'm sorry I was late to responding. It's been a long couple of months, been going through it. But check me out, www.bigdieseltrucking.com. You know, you see that I'm trying to set it up the right way now. You guys check me out. You know, I'll give you some more information here later, maybe some Facebook names and, you know, Instagrams and things of that sort, so that you guys can keep up with me and I can show you guys this journey, man. But out.